Hey, everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, I know it's the boring zone. I know Bitcoin and altcoins have not been doing anything. It's the summer lull. It's been so boring, so aggravating, so annoying, right? I'm sure many of you are feeling it. And I see some people getting bearish. I'm not bearish. I'm still bullish because I believe we are in a macro bull market for crypto stocks, real estate, and so forth. But market cycles have to play out. I've been in this market since 2016. I've seen multiple bull markets and bear markets. So, folks, I've seen this story before, and we have to be patient and wait through all of this sideways chop and boring action, right? And I know we're all waiting for higher prices, and it will come. But remember, we are still in the halving years. You go back and you look at the history of Bitcoin, things really start taking off as we get into Q4 of the halving year into the next year. And here's a great chart that was shared by Dan Held, who is a Bitcoin OG. And what this chart shows, folks, is Bitcoin's price action after the US elections, which once again ties into the normal schedule, so to speak, or movement of the market that we've seen in the 4-year cycle with the halving. Now, we know the halving itself is not the major catalyst. It's global liquidity, and global liquidity is usually pumped by the incumbents sitting in the presidential election chair who want to have the stock market and the economy look as best as possible. So right now, we're on track, and we're actually at a normal pace compared to the past bull market cycles. And the chart shows that after the US elections going into the new year, you have significant movement from the markets. You can go look this up on TradingView, folks, and look at the Bitcoin chart, and it will show you this. It's pretty amazing. It's cyclical, right? And that's because, once again, because of global liquidity, the money printer that's used by the sitting incumbent, and the whole process of politics and making things look good for the election. So we just got to be patient, go through the cycles. The Fed is going to cut rates next month. Literally tomorrow is September, the 1st of September. And we're going to see possibly some additional liquidity injections from Janet Yellen at the Treasury, which we've been tracking over the past year, and she's been doing it. I call it QE 2.0, stealth QE, and it's backdooring of liquidity, guys. And they're going to go back to the normal quantitative easing, money printing stuff, but they've been really trying to protect the economy as best as possible because we are in a place where things are not great. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat or whatever. I'm just stating the fact. So I know we are in a very hyper politicized moment, and people, right away, if you say something, oh yeah, Harris is crazy or Trump is crazy, right? They bring in the political candidates versus looking at the macro, and that regardless of who the candidate is, these are things that happen from a cyclical standpoint because of the dynamics of politics and power and the money printer and all that jazz. So I'm expecting, guys, as we head into the latter half of September into Q4, starting in October, we're going to start to see the markets move. And remember, Bitcoin was ahead of schedule this year because of that Bitcoin ETF buying from all those issuers, right? BlackRock and so forth. So it ran up very fast. It hit a new all-time high before the halving. Never did that before. So the cool down and corrections we're experiencing now are actually helping us get back on track and on pace with how the markets have moved historically. So this is a great chart, and it's just another data point that shows us where we're at in the cycle. Guys, Barron released some interesting data on crypto wealth. It's titled Worldwide Crypto Wealth Statistics. Nate Geraci of the ETF store summarized it a bit. He said the number of crypto millionaires nearly doubled to 172,300 in 12 months, ending on June 30th, so earlier this year. Now, 325 cryptos sent to millionaires, 28 crypto billionaires. Very interesting, folks. Crypto is minting a lot of millionaires and billionaires. And will you be one of the millionaires? I don't know how many of you listening or watching to this have enough crypto asset holdings where you can hit the billionaire category, or maybe you've been compounding going back to 2011, 2014 when Bitcoin was very cheap. But I don't think anybody listening is in that category. But some of you may be in the millionaire category come the peak of this cycle as you start taking profits. Now you have to take profits, or it's just your gains on paper, which can easily be reduced if you go into the bear market cycle. So this is fascinating, and I think we're going to see more and more of this. And as people start to diversify into Bitcoin and crypto. So this is really fascinating, folks. And I'm hoping for many of you watching and listening that you enter into that millionaire category, folks. A great place you can buy crypto, such as Bitcoin and altcoins, is on Uphold. This is a platform I've been using since 2018. They have 260 plus cryptocurrencies. They're available in over 150 countries. You can also trade precious metals on this platform, such as gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. One of the great features of Uphold is that it is fully reserved. They don't commingle or lend out your funds, and they have transparency reports, which you can go and review and audit yourself. So this is a great platform. Once again, I've been using for a long time, so I can vouch for it. If you'd like to learn more about Uphold, check out the link in the description. Now, folks, today, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, tweeted out a great article that he pretty much wrote on X articles or Twitter articles. The title is AIs are now paying other AIs with crypto. Folks, this is huge. We know AI is part of in this tech industrial revolution that we're in, right? With AI, blockchain, crypto, EVs, you got robotics. There's so many things happening, right? It is indeed the next industrial revolution, similar to what took place in the late 1800s into the early 1900s. And AI and crypto and blockchain are going to share a very symbiotic relationship, or have a very symbiotic relationship, where crypto can be used by AIs to process transactions and do payments and so forth. And you can use the blockchain to help police AI. So this is going to be a big part of the future in how we operate and how the economy will run and how businesses will run. Well, Brian said this week at Coinbase Dev, we witnessed our first AI to AI crypto transaction. What did the AI buy from another? Tokens, not crypto tokens, but AI tokens, words basically from one language learning machine to another. They use tokens to buy tokens. AI agents cannot get bank accounts, but they can get crypto wallets. They can now use USDC, the stablecoin, on Base, which is Coinbase's layer 2 for Ethereum, to transact with humans, merchants, or other AIs. These transactions are instant, global, and free. Folks, this is going to be a big part of crypto adoption, in addition to other things. But as I'm sure many of you are already seeing on the horizon, there's going to be tons of AI agents in different industries and different niche doing different things. And part of how they can participate in the economy, they have to be able to transact and make payments and receive payments. And as Brian mentioned here in the article, they can't open bank accounts, but crypto wallets, they can have that. So I hope you see where we're headed and what a big part of the economy stablecoins and crypto and blockchain will have, even for AI agents, right? And remember, in order to verify all these things, you need the blockchain. So this makes me so bullish for the future application of crypto, not just tokenization of all those assets and traditional financial assets that we've been talking about for a long time, but also the fact that AI agents can use these things. And look, the world's going to be a very different place 100 years from now. Think about the 1900, right? And then 100 years from there to the year 2000 and where we're at right now in 2024. What a different world. Same thing happening here, right? With AI, as mentioned, all those technologies, how the world will be 50 to 100 years from now. It's going to be incredible. And I think it's going to move faster because of the internet. Everybody's connected on the internet, smartphones, laptops, computers, all that stuff, right? Versus the massive infrastructure that had to be built for the last industrial revolution, with cars and highways and building airports and trains and planes and rocket ships and all that stuff, right? The internet, what do you don't have to build anything. The internet's already here. That's the super highway, and everything's running digitally now. So it's going to move faster. So one could argue, I don't have to mention 100 years from now, but I can say 50 years from now, the world's going to be very different. Brian continues here saying, this is an important step to AI's getting useful work done. Today, if you give an AI agent a task and come back a few days or hours, it can't get useful work done. In part, this is a limitation of the technology itself, and products like Devin.ai are getting closer to this. But the other reason is AIs can't transact to acquire the resources they need. They don't have a credit card to use for Amazon Web Services, GitHub, or Vercel. They don't have a payment method to book you the plane ticket or hotel for your upcoming trip. They can't get through paywalls, for instance, to read a scientific article, promote their post on X with a paid ad, or use the growing network of paid APIs to integrate data they need. So this is amazing. And shout out to Coinbase for doing this. This is getting ahead of the curve, and it's the future. Folks, I think you all see the writing on the wall here, right? Where we're headed. And even though some of you may not like it because there's some of this that does make my stomach churn, because I grew up in a time before smartphones, and while there was the internet, it was dial-up. We weren't so connected everywhere. So some of this I embrace because it is what it is. I have to use it. I have to participate in the economy. I have to make money. I have to grow my business. And some of it, I'll watch from afar and study it, but I won't participate. But the fact that these AI agents can do these things, it's amazing and very beneficial to crypto. And that's where I'm most interested in. And the fact that it can be used to police AI as well. So very fascinating things here. And I would love to hear what you guys have to think about this. I think this is very bullish for crypto. All right, moving ahead, guys. We've been talking about crypto becoming this political force, having incredible amounts of money or capital in this election cycle. I believe they are the number one spender. It does fluctuate a bit. They're number one, number two sometimes. But we know Fairshake, the super PAC, raised over $200 million from Coinbase, Ripple, A16Z, and many others. And mainstream media is starting to cover this. CNBC, one of their hosts was talking about this, and they reported that almost half of all corporate money raised for the presidential election is from Bitcoin and crypto. Here's a quote: "They're outspending big oil and banks, and so far, where the crypto cash is going, winds have followed." I've been sharing this with you guys, right? Those people who are anti-crypto, who have aligned themselves with Elizabeth Warren, have been taking massive hits in the primaries, also on Super Tuesday. And that's a good thing, because these people are many of them are cronies to Elizabeth Warren, who, of course, leads the anti-crypto army, has Gary Gensler as a dog on the leash, right? He's been weaponized to attack this industry. So I love this, and money talks. We know how it goes in Washington, D.C., folks, right? We didn't make the rules. We're just playing by them. And this is a sign of what's to come. I think as mainstream media starts to highlight this, people are going to wake up to all the nonsense Elizabeth Warren's been doing, and the reason why crypto had to go this route, and why we had to raise over $200 million and support the pro-crypto candidates and go against those who are anti-crypto. So big things are ahead. This industry is not some little kid in the corner anymore. It's a full-grown adult and ready to punch back against the bully, right, folks? So it's pretty amazing. Now, I want to share something here from Dennis Porter, who heads up the Satoshi Action Fund, which is an advocacy group similar to the Blockchain Association and the Digital Chamber. They are in DC educating members of Congress, members of the Senate, and so forth to learn about crypto, to help get legislation through. So Dennis is a great guy. They've been doing a lot of great work, guys. He's been getting a lot of bills pushed through in the states, and he's been doing a lot of data and research that can be used by academics and even people in DC. So he tweeted out, "New peer-reviewed research firmly backs up claims that Bitcoin mining is a powerful tool for reducing methane emissions. This groundbreaking paper highlights the ability for Bitcoin mining to utilize methane from landfills. Methane is 28x more potent for warming than carbon dioxide. Mitigating methane has very positive impacts on the environment." This is great, but you need data. You need actual metrics that comes from a credible source to back it up. So they were able to do that and put together this research paper. And once again, this is going to be used by big publications and in government research and so forth. So very smart move. And we know a lot of the blow off energy and excess energy and things like methane and so forth can be monetized and used, which helps the environment. And it is being monetized by minting Bitcoin, obviously, or mining Bitcoin. So these things work hand in hand very well, and there's mutual benefits. So this is the way to go, not just, okay, here's a tweet, but I'm providing facts. I'm not just talking out of my ass. I'm providing research with statistics and the facts and so forth from credible sources. So shout out to Dennis here. All right, folks, last news item. Pump.Fun surpasses $100 million in revenue as Polymarket outshines NFTs in August. So what the hell is Pump.Fun? It is a popular meme coin launchpad, and they made over $100 million in cumulative revenue from more than 1 million meme coins since they launched in January of this year. Now, many of you know how I feel about meme coins. I think it is super risky. It is the furthest out on the risk curve. And it's like walking into the casino and throwing it on black, right? On the roulette table, obviously. But look, I'm not here to say you're a bad person or you're doing something bad if you invest in it. If you know what you're doing and you've done your research, then good luck. Just understand the risk. Now, I've often stated the caveat with that is that there are established meme coins, meaning ones that weren't launched last week or last month. They've been around for a long time. They have a very big active community. So it's less likely that they get rug pulled. And they, for example, Dogecoin, SHIB, Pepe, and so forth, right? They've been around for multiple bull market cycles and bear market. A meme coin surviving the bear market is pretty good. I would say that gives it a lot of credibility. And once again, there's a developer community, there's an active community of people working to make it better and getting adoption. So I think there's something to say about those meme coins. Like I would be probably okay with adding some of those to my portfolio. I have like a little bit of Doge, but it's only for fun. I don't have like a big bag of Pepe or anything like that. But those are meme coins I would say are more safe, if you want to put it that way. But the ones that were just minted yesterday or last night on Base or Solana, be careful, please, guys, right? Now, Polymarket has been making the news. In the most recent podcast, I highlighted that Bloomberg was going to integrate Polymarket's data for the elections. And Polymarket is, of course, a prediction market where you can bet on different things like the election, and it's crypto-based, it's decentralized. And they had more volume in August than all NFTs across all chains combined, according to the analytics platform CryptoSlam. That's huge. Shout out to the folks at Polymarket. This is pretty big, and it's making penetration into the traditional politics and TradFi world, where people are starting to share the data and look at it as a benchmark for how things may be going for different markets and competition and so forth, and especially the election between Trump and Kamala Harris, right? It's fascinating, folks, but this is all crypto adoption. It's penetrating in every aspect of society and life. Which is amazing and which is bullish for us who are early adopters, who have taken our position in the lows, buying the bear market bottoms, buying the dumps, buying the pullbacks, dollar cost averaging in, and we will be selling the top, right? We will not be part of the dumb money crowd buying the top. That's the wrong time. We will be educated investors who have done our research, taken our position, and are exercising patience. And that's a key. As mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, it's been so boring. It's been so aggravating, right, guys? And it's like, oh, come on, we're going to get out of this zone. It's so boring, man. Look, as someone who's been here, I would consider myself an advanced crypto investor because I've been here multiple times. I've learned my lessons. It's even hard for me, but that's where I turn off the computer. I don't look at the prices and I go out and I touch grass, so to speak, right? Or go touch sand at the beach. You got to live life as well and step away during these zones. But guys, like I said at the beginning, election years have been really great for Bitcoin and the stock market. Global liquidity is on the rise. Fed rate cuts are coming. Janet Yellen, we know, will keep injecting liquidity because that's the name of the game. They got to keep the economy and the stock market looking good, right? And part of that, don't get me wrong, guys, if they don't do those things, because of the place these markets and how the government is running things is in, if they don't do that, you know what's going to happen? 401ks, the stock market, all the boomer savings and all that stuff will be wiped out because the crash would be epic. And we don't want that, of course, right? So they kind of have to keep kicking the can down the road. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's where we're at, from a position standpoint, but I'm hoping blockchain, stablecoins, crypto can help solve that we don't have to be in this place in the future economy. But we'll see. The boomer generation is not fully on board, but we know generations pass away and then another generation comes into power. So we'll see how things go. And this is how I look at the markets, guys, from a macro standpoint. And I hope that's helpful for you guys. Now, folks, don't forget to sign up for my free email newsletter. Link will be in the description. It's 100% free. Also, be sure to grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles, available in paperback and digital. Buy a copy to support the podcast. Buy a few copies for your friends and family. It makes a great gift if they want to learn about crypto. It includes advice on how to invest properly and so forth. And if you brought a copy already, please leave a rating and review on Amazon. It would really help on my rankings. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.